Mystic Tales presents
The Legend of the Living Goddess, Kumari. Long time ago, there was a kingdom of the Malla dynasty in the heart of the Himalayas. This was the land of crystal clear water and fertile fields. The kingdom was peaceful and prosperous, and King Malla was loved and respected by his people. The king was wise and pious, and always prayed for the peace of the kingdom. The king was also able to communicate with the goddess and often received advice from her. No one knew about the secret meeting between the king and the goddess. The Malla queen was suspicious of the king's nightly disappearance. One night, the queen decided to see what the king was up to late at night. That night, the king challenged the goddess to a game of trapasa, and she accepted. The beautiful hands of the goddess reached out to play the game of trapasa. The king was fascinated by the beautiful hands of the goddess, and began to wonder what she might look like. The queen had been secretly watching the whole thing from a window outside the king's chamber. The king suddenly grabbed the goddess's hand and began to caress it lewdly.
The queen, unable to bear to see this, angrily burst into the king's chamber.
The goddess was very angry at the foolishness of the king and queen. The king suddenly realized how big a mistake he had made. The king and queen both knelt and begged for forgiveness. The goddess was so angry that she told the king that she would never visit his kingdom again and disappeared. Days passed, years passed, but the goddess never returned. The priests recommended that the king and queen perform a great prayer for the return of the goddess.
The king also went to the Himalayas for self-realization, and prayed deeply for the return of the goddess.
Finally, the goddess appeared before the king and was pleased with his deep faith and devotion.
The goddess then told the king that from now on she could only stay in his kingdom in the form of a young human girl.
She then asked the king to choose a young girl with 32 auspicious traits from either the clan of Shakya or Vajrayogini clan. And with that, the goddess blessed the king and queen and disappeared. The king and queen promised to find the girl, with the reincarnation of the goddess. From that day on, the tradition of worshipping a virgin girl as the goddess Kumari began, and has continued to this day.